For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here today with Woodlawn Baton Rouge head coach Marcus Randall. He's got the LSU Randall jersey over his right shoulder, our left.
Man, yeah, I'm still repping. I mean, I know this ain't season. We looking for repping, man. Big.
Yeah, and you guys, on the flip side, Woodlawn is having one of its best seasons in several years. You guys will host a playoff game for the first time since 2014, looking for the first playoff victory since, I believe, 2010. And, I mean, a weird year, certainly, but you have a good group that it seems like it's playing well together as you enter that playoff run. Coach, we've been through a couple quarantines that you guys have had to go through, but now it's playoff time. You guys are hosting at home on Friday. How do you feel about just where we are now after everything we've been through and what could still be ahead?
I actually feel good, man. We got through a whole regular season when a lot of people thought that we wouldn't play or wouldn't make it through the season. So we definitely made it through the season. So a lot of teams have got a chance. A lot of kids, a lot of seniors got a chance to participate and, still have some normalcy to their lives. Obviously, now that we're in the playoffs, I mean, you never know how it's going to play out. But, glad to be here. Like you just stated, when I took this job last year, these was a lot of the things that was on the table in my job interviews, and then just me as a coach that I wanted to make sure that we can take this program to the next level. They pretty much gave me about 3 years to do it. So to see in this second year that we're able to make the stride that we're able to make. We missed a lot of games here, so I think we could have made even bigger strides. But I think a lot of people are at that same crossroad right now, not having spring, not having summer, then, having to, take certain games off, picking up games. That's just the season that we've had. I'm still thankful for it because a lot of growth has been taking place, and we still got a chance to do some of the things and as far as a program that is in building. Man, we put a lot of those blocks together.
There was certainly a point this offseason, even when there was so much uncertainty about what this fall might look like, where it seemed like you guys got a sense of, we may be able to surprise some people if we get to that point this fall and we're on the field on some Fridays that some folks might not be expecting it, but we're going to be able to compete at a high level. What were some of the first indicators to you that you realized this team was going to have an opportunity to go play and be successful in a really, challenging district year in, year out?
Well, I saw the work ethic during the summer, and I saw the things that we did last year with a lot of young guys, and I knew that once we had that experience and then we get a chance to play, we was hoping to obviously play those non-district games before coming into district and being able to, get a little rhythm going. But I think that our guys been able to pick up. I think the playing field was pretty much level for everybody. So it's not like, a whole lot of teams got to jump on you because they was able to do things that we wasn't. Everybody was quarantined. So everybody had a chance to, pick up at the same speed, start the race at the start of the gun. So all those things I think worked for us. And, our guys came in, worked hard, and we got a chance to, put some things together. Guys got a chance to get in there, mix it up, and we were able to put some good chemistry together. Even though we didn't get the games we were looking for, just the way we practiced and things that we did during practice and the way we competed in practice, obviously helped us out when we started playing those football games.
On the eve of what was supposed to be y'all's season opener, after this offseason of anxiety and are we going to get there, you guys find out you have to wait another 2 weeks and have to go through that quarantine process. What was that setback like at that point? How much of a challenge was that? How emotional was that with the kids? And how proud have you been to see them overcome those sort of continued roller coaster moments, even as recently as the season starting?
Well, those definitely were some challenging times for us as coaches because we were thinking that we were going to definitely have to, get the kids morale back up and get them going. But I would like to say that they pretty much, helped us. They spirit stayed up. They took it like champions. Everything that pretty much been hitting us and just throughout this year, and especially those first 2 weeks when everybody else started the season and we couldn't play. Obviously our guys was a little down, but like I said, they still came out to practice. the times that we could practice. And once we started playing, all of that was behind us.
How impressed have you been with you have certainly some senior leaders on that team, but you have a lot of sophomores that play big roles and younger guys, and to see that group as a whole handle so many curveballs and ups and downs with that level of maturity and to be able to grind through it, how cool has that been and rewarding has that been as a coach to see even the young guys manage that sort of thing?
That's been very cool because, a lot of times in this profession, we talk about dealing with adversity. We talking about, what you're going to do when things don't line up the right way. And a lot of times we're talking about on the field things, but this is something that was off the field, and to be able to see those guys take a lot of the things that we talk about as to making them better people, not just better football players, them being able to process that, take it in, and be able to use it in a situation like this. That was obviously, I know that we're on the right page. We got the right things going on, and we teaching them the right concepts, whether that's on the field or off the field.
A guy that we've certainly talked a few times about, your quarterback is one of those sophomores, one of a very talented 2023 class of quarterbacks in the state. Rickie Collins, the year that he's had and to start to kind of open some eyes, what has stood out about him this early point in his career that it has kind of impressed you about where he is now as your quarterback, but also in terms of how high that ceiling is in the years to come?
At this point right now, I really don't even know where his ceiling even is. We got 2 more years. He's actually playing almost on a senior level right now. Just his awareness about the game, the throws he's making, his pocket presence. That was one of the big things I saw from this year, from last year, that I was looking to see was the pocket presence they use. To be being able to use that pocket, still keeping his eyes downfield, not really looking at the rush as much, and still being able to make the throws downfield. And he's been in the 4 games that we played this year. He's shown, tremendous strides from where we were last year as a freshman to where we are now as a sophomore. Like I said, I see him. I don't know where his ceiling could be because a lot of his receivers are, like you said, sophomores, juniors, just like he is. So he got another year or 2 with the same chemistry, the same guys. So obviously that makes you more comfortable as a quarterback. You throw into the guys that trust you, you've been playing with for 3-4 years. So I think all of that bottled up in one is gonna have him reach heights that we can only dream about right now. I don't know what to say. I can't put limits on it.
A couple of those seniors on the other side, one that is a returning playmaker for y'all in Lanard, and then another is a guy that is certainly someone that people know about in the area. And you've known your entire life in Eric the third, E3, who transfers over, and this is his first year with the Panthers. But those 2 guys and what they bring in terms of playmaking ability on the defensive side of the ball, and really when they have the opportunities a little bit on offense as well, how much of an impact have they made for this team and being among those leaders to kind of, with so many sophomores and junior, just lead the way?
When you got that many sophomores and juniors, you're looking for guys that are seasoned guys that've been around, guys that's a little bit more mature, not only mentally but physically, to go in and kind of set your tempo. That's what Lanard and E brings to the table, as well as Eddie Powell. Those guys are senior guys that can come out. They got the brute strength. They got the game experiences underneath their belt. Like you said, they are our older guys, and they come out and set the tone. I think our defensive coordinator do a great job of knowing those are the guys that are our playmakers and putting them in position to make plays. So those are just things that's going to continue to help us as a team, especially with our offense. Our offense been kind of starting slow some of these games, just kind of getting the rhythm. So, when you got those guys on defense that can, hold those guys to a certain amount of points that our offense get rolling, is almost priceless.
For E, we talked about last week, he's a guy that has some of those college scholarship offers and committed to Memphis. And so he has a certain level of awareness with his potential, but he's a guy that had to miss some time as he went through some things, changed schools, had an injury and different things at different points in his career. How much is he still kind of finding himself and making big strides? As much as he's got attention already, how much more is still ahead of him?
I will say this, and you just mentioned it. He didn't play much as a freshman because of injuries, then transferring his sophomore year, having to sit out, and then last year actually being his first year, actually being able to play during a season while he was at Baker, and then coming over here playing up in the defense that we have, that I think a lot of colleges are moving to just because of the spread. We changed our defense to a 3-4, so I think he's adjusting. I think he'll be much further ahead if we got all those games in and we didn't have the 2 setbacks that we had due to quarantine. But I think that he's not only helping us, but I think we are helping him in his future and his career, being able to get him used to this kind of style of defense, being able to make calls, playing down, low by the box, playing over the top. I think that's a lot of things that colleges want to see from him anyway, that they plan on doing with him. So I think coming over has definitely has made him a better player, a smarter player, and overall helped our defense too as well.
And a couple of those other guys, Lanard and Eddie, I think underrated a lot of times on the recruiting trail right now. And you guys have several others like that I think aren't necessarily getting as much attention as certainly they would like, and I think in a lot of cases would deserve. Who are some of the other names that you feel like have been really big impacts this season, but also have that type of potential that some colleges need to start paying a little bit more attention to that huddle film?
I know you just said it. Eddie Powell, definitely a guy that many people haven't seen because he didn't play last year either. He had to sit out last year. So, he's a 6'4", 6'5" defensive end, about 285 that, is explosive, that can play. I think Lanard Harris has been the best football player on the field in every game we played in since I got here last year. I don't know why his buzz not as high, because we go check his tape out. He makes plays all offense, defense, no matter where he is on the field. We also have a linebacker, Aaron Gooden, number 52, big, strong guy that can fill holes. He's real strong in the weight room. Last year was his first year really playing because he dealt with an injury his 10th grade year. So we didn't get the spring that we were looking for to be able to, get better. College coaches normally come around during the spring. Didn't get the summer that we were looking for because a lot of these guys, they would have been going to those school camps, and a lot of coaches would have had a chance to see these guys in person, see them move, see their physicality, see their, physical build. And I think they would have a lot more interest right now, but just due to where we are right now, we definitely pushing for them. But I know I tell them this: if you play long enough in the playoffs, a lot of other schools not playing, so you get to see, you get a lot more. So that's been, I had that motto ever since we was at Scotlandville, at Southern Lab. I just tell those guys, man, a lot of times recruiters come and get guys off the team that's winning. Because they bring a winning pedigree, and obviously they stock just go up a little bit more. So we can just continue to play. I believe that, a lot of more schools are going to get to see these guys, and obviously know we got players over here. We winning in this 5A, playoffs.
What is the energy and the excitement like for the program right now, and what is it going to look like on Friday night too? Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a different capacity type dynamic for a playoff game because of what's happening in the state the last couple of days with the governor's announcement. But I'm sure there's still going to be an awful lot of excitement to be hosting a playoff game day after Thanksgiving and getting this postseason started.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely. I think it's going to be electrifying still in there. Just being able to host this game, like you said earlier, we haven't hosted a playoff game here since 2014. Haven't won one since 2010, 10 years. So I think the atmosphere is going to be up. I think a lot of our Panther Nation is excited about the turnaround that they're seeing right before their eyes. So I'm definitely, I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. Even though we're only going to be able to get 25% in there, I think just us playing and being in the position that we're in is just, a lot of people are excited around there in the Woodlawn area.
What do you think are going to be some determining factors for your guys in order to have success in this next phase of the season? Just things that you feel really confident about, or things that can be kind of X factors and you feel like can be the difference between winning or losing a close game this time of year for your group?
I think that if we go ahead and handle our business this week, that I like our chances throughout the rest of the playoffs. If we can get on the road, that's been our thing. the first 2 weeks having to shut it down right after having a great scrimmage against Denham Springs and feeling like we almost at that point to where we ready to go and ready to roll and catch the rhythm that we're looking for, then being sidelined for 2 weeks and then coming back. I think with that same mindset, even though we lost to Carroll, I think we got hot late in the game, and then that kind of rolled over to our next 2 games, and we kind of found that rhythm, then having to get shut down. Again, it's almost like it played out the same way against Cali. It kind of started slow, but then we kind of caught that groove late into the game, and then and so now with the practices that we had, I think that it kind of looks like we're going to be able to catch that same rhythm in the start of this game, and if we can continue to do that throughout this playoffs, I see our chances really, really good. I think that we got a good draw on the side that we in. It's just looking at matchups that we can kind of do some special things on that side of the bracket.
There you go, man. Certainly good luck with it. Appreciate you taking a few minutes this week to talk about it. And hopefully Coach Brown down at East St. John doesn't see it, but I've got the Woodlawn versus all y'all shirt on.
Hey, man, look how you repping that Woodlawn. I was just about to ask what you thought. But I mean, obviously, man, you might, look like your shirt might say it all. So I'm with you.
I left.
Got to be non-biased, though.
Yeah, I mean, my objective opinion on the situation is I think both really talented football teams. I love a lot of what – I mean, I love a lot of what Coach Brown was doing up at St. Helena. I like what he's done with East St. John. I think they've got some really talented guys, particularly some D1 guys in that defensive front seven that they bring over and use on offense as well, similarly to what you guys can do with Lanard and E when you want to. But I think that your guys are playing as well as the program's played in a few years. I think even dropping that game to Catholic, the closeness of it and the way that you guys played in the second half, I think there was a lot of positive to walk away from, knowing that you could play with anybody in the state. And I don't see why not turn that first home playoff game in a few years into the first playoff win in a few years too.
Why not us, man? That's how we coming. Why not us right now? I mean, we are definitely, like I say, man, Spears been I've had fun this week practicing. I mean, no school, getting up there early, being able to work out with all the guys. Right now, we don't want to hang it up right now. So I think that our guys are going to go out and compete. Man, we trying to go and get them 4 games back that we lost. So we definitely gunning, trying to put up good Friday.
Good deal, man. Well, again, thank you for taking some time to talk about it, and good luck to you guys on Friday. Again, he's Coach Marcus Randall over at Woodlawn and Baton Rouge, and for Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser.
Appreciate it, baby.
Thanks, man.